Okay, so after that last video, that batshit crazy reveal everything type video, I figure I'd just do a normal blog, or vlog, video blog, whatever the hell you want to call it. So, pretty much right after that, I decided to, test some of my skating skills on flat ground, and if you've ever been to Pittsburgh, there's a shit ton of flat ground. So, I was just randomly doing things, my go-to trick, kickflip, nollie frontside 1, nollie frontside 180. Developing a little bit of a cold. But prior to doing that, going outside and skating, I watched Day One Song and Chris Islam Cheese and Crackers. Now, I didn't have a mini ramp, so I couldn't do like a quarter of those tricks and shit. Chris Islam did a blunt to quad kickflip. I don't really think I'll be doing it anytime soon, and especially how fast he got it to flip. Now, that's probably necessary to do the quad flip, but I don't know, makes me think of 720 double kick flips. They'll evolve into 1080 triple flips, and then 1440, quad flips. So, if that's any inclination of what I was doing, I was going for broke. I was trying some crazy ass fucking shit. Like, frontside 360 ollies to foot plants. What was there? My neighbors have a nice driveway, which is a pretty good roll-in. And I will seriously say, it shoots you out like a fucking rocket. And, okay, so I, rolled in. I was going really fast. Problem, car was coming. I tried to, stop sliding on my tail or whatever. It didn't work. The board shot out right in front of me, went over the car. Now, the car continued to drive. Go. Well, the people in the car continued to drive. And I was like, shit. Everyone who skateboards has had those moments where they run in with maybe police, security, or maybe even a random obstacle, and they think, this is going to end in hell. So, went over the car. I didn't see the car. It was pitch black. And the car was black, so might have been the reason they didn't see it. At the end of the road, right before we make the turnoffs to my house, I heard the car stop, and I was like, oh shit, they're gonna get out, they're gonna fucking start a huge ass argument with me. And all they did was check their back right tire, and then they just continued to drive down the other street. I live on a triple dead end, so yeah. And there's this rail which is automatically knobbed. It's built that way. It's not knobbed by some, security or some fucking stupid 5-0 shit. And I remember last summer my friend John front boarded it. It was more like a frontside lips, whatever. So I thought, okay, something easy and somewhere, some kind of slide where I could apply a lot of pressure enough to get me out of it. Because there's thorn bushes right there. And yeah, that's not somewhere you want to fall into. And that, it's all cobblestones and shit on the road. And it's even really incredibly bumpy and shit with lots of cracks in the sidewalk. And shit. So, okay, I thought I'd fucking barge that shit and go super fast and then do backside tail. Didn't exactly work out the way I planned. I landed it, but because of the speed, I thought I would just, flick my board forward and jump off because I didn't want to get hurt. Meanwhile, it ended up in me doing a shove it out of it. So, I guess I kind of one-upped him in a way. I did a, tail slide shove it. He did a front lip. Oh, wait, no. He did a switch front lip. I guess if I would have done it, well, I usually do nose slides when I'm switch. I don't really do tail slides. And this is coming from a guy who's been skating for like close to 12 years. I'm not lying. I mean, I'm 23, so it's plausible. So I keep, I'm fooling around, grinding on the really ultra small curbs and stuff. And oddly enough, there's still wax on those. I mean, I know that I'm the only skater in my neighborhood. The last time I saw people who weren't from the neighborhood in here skating was only really a couple days ago, but they had like slalom boards and stuff, so I wasn't expecting anything remotely like grinds and stuff. Yeah, I fucking picked my face and I ate it. I think any of the offensive comments in the last video were way more offensive than, me eating that. But my goal, just pretty much like every skate session, whether it's filmed or not, or you just want to go out and, fucking joke around, I landed that frontside 360 to boneless foot plant. I also did a boneless finger flip. It was like a mute grab finger flip, because my right hand was in the middle of the board. Still waking up, people. Give me some time before I get coherent. Planning to go and test these things at, well, I can't say, if anybody knows, Edgewood and Pittsburgh and stuff, that Shady Skates was really like the only skate park there is. There's this one place I'm planning on going. It's in Monroeville. It's a bank with literally a pretty good bank, so you can do a bunch of tricks to fakie and stuff. And over by, well, I'd say closer to the Starbucks, there's like a really small piece of sidewalk that you'd technically have to ollie before you can do a really weird kind of kinked rail. It's real small, and that's the problem. So you'd instantly get on it and have a shit ton of speed, and you wouldn't really be thinking about your landing. You'd be thinking on the trick you'd be doing. I tried that last summer. I got fucking sacked. I can't afford an injury like that would warrant maybe a surgery or, But yeah, frontside 3 ollie to boneless stall. Also, the cool thing about that, like, drop, that, drive in, when the car or van isn't there, it's great for tricks to fakie or to, foot plant, there we go. That'll be a better name. Boneless is pretty much like an ollie with your foot. And there's like ice plants and bean plants. Oh wait, isn't an ice plant? Okay, whatever. I did one trick that, honestly, this camera would not do justice. I remember I did double kickflip, kickback double kickflip. So basically, I did a double kickflip, and then I kicked it back as if I were to be kicking it for a heel flip, and then my foot switched, and I kicked it back with my front foot to a double kickflip. For now, I'm going to call it the quad combo, but I don't know. I was also watching a lot of Tom Penny stuff. There was a new thing where he tested out some kind of DC skate park, and I swear to God, the dude is like always blazed. He was smoking a joint like in like at least 5 shots. Blew smoke at the camera. The way he skates, to me, is like his feet are sticky. Like, some people put sticky stuff on their fingers or on the board, on a fingerboard, so they can, do ollies like the length of their room or whatnot. And, he was just cruising, doing flip tricks. I was not expecting him to do a blunt stall. And I think he did either a kick, no, he did it kick flip. Excuse me. But he makes tray flips and other flips look completely easy. Like the most inexperienced of people who's just getting his or her skate gear, the board, the wheels, the helmet, all that crap. Make it look like my first trick's going to be a tray flip. Remember, if you want a good tray flip, you got to judo kick out your front flip. I mean, you got to judo kick out your front foot. That is, if you get enough pot. Hey, did I say pot or pop? Okay, whatever. On both ends, pot, legalize it. And I would, skip the rigmarole of medicine. Well, you can do that law. But recreational use is fine. I mean, I've heard people say they had the greatest time of their life on pot. Nothing else. Nothing else. Maybe a beer or something, or some kind of alcoholic beverage. But, whatever. Yeah, I said pop. Okay. Interesting thing to note, I still have my VHS copies of the Tony Hawk trick tips. Now, here are some interesting things. These are my hopes for the skateboarding industries. It's like every shoe is like thin canvas and vulcanized and very, very simple compared to the bulky shoes with a lot of padding of the 90s and early millennium. Now, I guess there's really no kind of like happy medium. I do have the Costin 1 shoes on Nike, but like a lot of people and I'm kind of eyeing out hey, I smoke cigarettes and weed. You get coughs like that. I'm eyeing down my Excels, and I got those in like medium kind of brown. And I also, I'm staring smack dab in the face my Costin 6s, which is a weird colorway, like beige and kind of like a really odd olive-esque green. But for anyone who's ever owned a Costin 1 to the new Costin 1 on Nike, it's a special feeling. Even if you're not skating, I mean, it's like you are the shit. No wonder my favorite clothing comes from 4-star. Then in the winter, 4-square. That's like just another division. And what boots do I use? 32. Well, did. I switched to DC for a while. I know for a fact that board companies never make the best boots. It's always separate. I mean, I'm not saying I'm kind of a sellout, but Shaun White's, like, boots for last season were pretty cool. They were pretty sick. Where was it? Oh, skating, yeah. Piece of advice I'd give everyone on every level of skateboarding. Forget the rules. If you really think, oh, well, you know, I couldn't do it, the board has to flip so fast or so slow, or, you know, I'm not at the right angle to grind this ledge or whatnot, go up, try it, and envision yourself completing the trick. I've actually landed a lot of tricks that way. And start fingerboarding. You know, it'll help you envision the tricks and combos better. Snowboarding. You know, don't simply just go to places in the winter with your skateboard, you know, like indoor skate parks. I mean, snowboard, it's fun as hell. You can do things you probably could never do at this point in time on a skateboard, like, you know, double rodeos and shit. I don't know, that's just an example. I mean, and because the truck's on a skateboard, you can't spin while doing a board slide or lip slide. Same goes for the nose presses and the tail presses and the blunt presses. I mean, you can do that. It takes a lot of ambition. It takes a bit of ambition. God, did I? Ambition. You know, it's got to take some courage. I mean, you can't just be going off a jump and then be like, oh, what the fuck did I plan to do? Oh, mute grab. No, that's not going to work. I would honestly say envisioning yourself landing it, even if you're, like, inexperienced or you think, you know, you can't do it, the power of self-preservation. Just think positive. I mean, don't go like, oh, fuck, I'm never going to land this trick. You know, I've gotten that frustrated. Every skater's gotten that frustrated. I've focused more boards than there are cells in my body. Okay, that's an exaggeration. I'd probably say, like, 5. But, I mean, you know, good things can come out of, you know, practice. That tail slide shove it, that quad kickback thing I talked about. I mean, you just have to say, I can do this. I'm a beer run guy. I gotta make it happen.